All right, let's talk about finding a great dog trainer right here in Janesville. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to make sure you and your dog get off to a fantastic start.
Just imagine it for a second. You're taking a walk with your dog down the Rock River Trail, maybe through Palmer Park. It's totally relaxed. You're not stressed, they're not pulling. It's just easy. That's really the whole point, right? And good training is how you get there.
So the big question is, how do you find the right person to help make that happen? That perfect training partner who can get you to that goal. Let's look at the key things you need to know. Okay, first things first. We have to talk about the foundation. What methods a trainer uses and what kind of qualifications they have. Honestly, this is probably the most important part of your entire decision. You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And for good reason. It's the approach that all the modern behavior experts recommend. Basically, it's about rewarding the behaviors you want to see more of. This builds this incredible bond of trust with your dog, teaching them to want to work with you instead of just being afraid of what happens if they don't. So what does that actually look like? Well, a trainer who uses positive methods will have a toolkit filled with things like treats, praise, and favorite toys. What you really want to stay away from are trainers who rely on tools that cause pain or fear, things like choke chains or shock collars. The science is pretty clear that those can often backfire and make behavior problems even worse. So how do you know if a trainer really knows their stuff? Well, you can look for certifications. These aren't just a random jumble of letters after a name. They mean the trainer has gone through formal education and testing on modern science-based methods. Here's a pro tip. A certification like the CPT KSA is a big deal. The KSA means they passed a knowledge and skills assessment. So they didn't just pass a written test. They had to actually demonstrate their hands-on training skills. And that's exactly what you're paying for. Okay, so once you've found a trainer who uses positive methods and has the right credentials, the next piece of the puzzle is figuring out which training format is the best fit for you and your dog. You've got a few main choices. Group classes are awesome for general manners and for getting your dog used to being around other dogs. Private lessons are perfect when you need to zero in on a specific issue, like jumping on guests. In-home training is fantastic because the trainer can see the behavior right where it's happening. And then there's board and train, which is a really intensive option where your dog goes to live with the trainer for a while. Now for the really practical stuff. Let's get into what you need to ask a trainer before you sign on the dotted line, and of course, what you can expect this to cost. It's so important to be prepared when you first talk to a potential trainer. Have these 4 questions ready to go. You'll want to ask about their methods, how they'll create a plan specifically for your dog, and you'll want to get a crystal clear breakdown of all the costs. But here's a big one. Ask them what your role is. What homework will you have between sessions? Because remember, your involvement is absolutely essential for success. All right, let's talk about the investment. Here in the Janesville area, the costs can really vary depending on what you're looking for. You can see that a group class for a few weeks might run you a couple $100s, while a full board and train program is, a much bigger financial commitment. Just to give you a quick snapshot, if you just want to book a single one-on-one private lesson to work on a specific issue, you're typically looking at somewhere between $95 and $160. Okay, let's bring it all right back home. We need to talk about some of the specific rules and resources we have right here in Janesville that every single dog owner should know. These are the fundamentals. Here in Janesville, your dog has to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter anytime you're in a public area, unless you're at an official dog park. All dogs also have to be licensed with the city every year, and to do that, you'll need proof of a rabies vaccine. And, of course, the golden rule, always clean up after your dog. So, once you and your trainer have been working on some skills, where can you go to practice? Well, we have some great local spots. The Rock County Dog Park and Tails and Trails up in Milton are awesome for off-leash fun. And our huge system of trails and greenways is perfect for practicing that nice, loose leash walking. And don't forget, the Humane Society of Southern Wisconsin is another fantastic local resource. So really, when you think about it, making an investment in the right kind of training just opens up your world. It gets you and your dog ready to get out there and confidently enjoy everything our town has to offer. I wish you the best of luck in your search. Enjoy all those wonderful walks, the fun visits to the park, and just the quiet, peaceful moments at home that make having a happy, well-behaved dog so worth it.